My personal journey with my weight. Who really wants to talk about that? I don't know. I'm not talking about this to highlight myself in any way. I'm just girlfriend to girlfriend sharing with you about my personal journey through the pandemic. I also discovered that through conversations with other women on Instagram that they too had struggled with their weight during the pandemic, and it's kind of been this big topic that no one's really talking about, and I think it's time to talk about it. Hi guys, welcome back. Welcome back me. I've taken an unexpected break from YouTube, but if you've been following me on Instagram for any length of time, then you know that I have been transitioning my business to focus more on in-person and virtual personal styling. YouTube is one of my biggest passions in life, but like with anything, it has its challenges. So I needed to take a break so I could focus on not only my mental health and my family, but also building my business. Let's go ahead and talk about the topic of today's video and how and why I came to be talking to you today about body image, fashion, and mental health. A really quick disclaimer for you is that I'm not a professional mental health expert. I'm not a person who's an expert in body image or wellness or nutrition or diet, dietitian. I'm sharing with you my personal experience, and I'm going to be giving you some resources in this video that will give you some professional insight so that you're not kind of dangling here, because the world of YouTube is really just so vast, and a lot of influencers can give their opinion and make their opinion seem like it's the gospel, and it's not. So I'm really just sharing with you my personal experience with my own weight, my own body image, my own struggles with getting dressed in the morning, and then some of the things that I've heard my clients and my followers on Instagram share with me. How did I come to be talking to you about this? Well, I saw a follower of mine on Instagram one day post a series of stories talking about how she was deeply struggling with getting dressed because she had gained weight during the pandemic, and she was asking for encouragement and advice. And so I have been on my own personal journey for several years now. I mean, in earnest, if we're being honest, it's probably been most of my adult life as a woman. You can probably relate. But really over the past 3 years, I've been going to counseling every single week, and I've been exploring YouTube. I've been learning about the topic of body image, health and wellness, diet and nutrition, mental health, all these things. So I messaged her and kind of just as a big sister was trying to encourage her, and she wrote me back and just felt so encouraged. I decided to turn that message conversation that she and I had in DMs into a post on Instagram, and lo and behold, it ended up being one of the most shared, commented on, and saved images. And if you know anything about Instagram, shares and saves are one of those things that really show that that content meant something to someone. And that meant a lot to me because it made me feel less alone. It made me feel like I'm actually doing a service to someone, to many someones. And it started this great conversation in the comments section with women from all ages and all backgrounds sharing advice about how they personally have dealt with or overcome or are still struggling with their body image, their fashion, and their mental health. I have had so many different diet culture influences in my life since I can remember, and I got onto the holistic nutrition route. I got into the eat only organic. I was vegan, I was vegetarian. I cut out dairy and gluten and soy and wheat and peanuts, all these different foods. I've added them all back in. I've gone up in weight, I've gone down in weight. I've done it all. I tried intermittent fasting, I tried keto. I've been through so many different ideologies and phases when it comes to my health and my wellness, all because I'm trying to pursue a certain body, and it's really exhausting. And if you can relate, type in the comments section below right now that you can relate to that. I feel like men get this message too, but for some reason it feels a little bit more, targeted to women. I'm not saying that men don't struggle with this, they do. But I do feel like women from a really early age are taught that the way that they look is the most important thing about them, and that their body has to look a certain way. And if you don't look that way, then you don't really deserve to be seen. Thankfully, that is changing so much. We have so many, body positivity brands out there. We have publications, Instagram accounts, you name it, TV shows, whatever, that are promoting all different kinds of bodies and so many different ways of approaching fashion. And I really love that. I still feel that there's this unspoken pressure though. And one of the things that I really discovered during the pandemic was that I had fallen into this trap of believing that this is just for me, okay? I'm not judging you or saying that what you believe about intermittent fasting is bad, but for me, intermittent fasting had become this thing where I was like denying my hunger and not eating enough and thinking I had to stop eating at a certain time and start eating at a certain time. And I was hungry a lot, but I believed that it was, that was just like a false sense of hunger that I had to somehow overcome. Luckily, I discovered Abby Sharp's YouTube channel, and she really changed my perspective on so much. It was really difficult at first to watch some of her videos, but in the long run, I discovered that what I had been believing for so long was wrapped up in not real science, and this isn't just about intermittent fasting, that's just an example, but so much that I had been telling myself about food was just really not from a place of true data. Maybe they call it science, maybe they would call it a study, but in the end, it wasn't really standing up to a true rigorous test. I've done a lot of research. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos from Abby Sharp, and I will link her channel in the description box below, but you've probably heard of her. Do you watch her channel? Isn't she amazing? So long story short, I feel like my response to this friend of mine on Instagram was really coming from this long journey that I had been on of trying to heal my relationship to food and my body and kind of make peace with where I was. Because honestly, like, this past 3 years, it has been so hard for all of us. You're not the only one, okay? You're not the only one. And I think we've underestimated or downplayed the challenges that we've all faced. Let's just take it a step back and be a little bit more forgiving, okay? If you feel like you're not fitting into your clothes and that you're gaining weight, I want you to ask yourself first if this is actually true. Is it true, or do I just feel this way? If it's true, consider this. Is there something medical going on that would cause you to feel like you're gaining weight when you're not actually? Like you're retaining water or you're inflamed? Or if you are actually gaining weight, what could be the cause of that? You need to go to the doctor. Just go get checked out. I mean, there's no harm in seeing, first of all, can I rule something out? If you've ruled out that there's nothing medical going on, then maybe ask yourself, is this weight that I needed to gain? Did you have some old diet culture messages like I did that were really limiting your hunger cues, and then you had to gain some of that weight back because you were not eating enough? Ask yourself if you're getting enough rest, enough protein, enough water, enough nutritional food, enough movement, enough exercise. Are those things that you're helping your body regulate your weight naturally? And then maybe ask yourself if you're having trouble staying motivated, if you're having trouble, finding the energy that you need to get going on certain projects or to just get your body moving. Then finally, are you stressed out? Are you on a new medication, or are you trying a new way of eating or a new diet? So next, here's the question. If it's not true and you just feel this way, here are some really freeing things that you might consider that I learned about recently that blew my mind. Are you on your period? If so, your body is going to naturally feel a little bit more puffy. It might make you feel like you're gaining weight, but you're not really. And it might make fitting into clothes a little bit more challenging. Did you work out recently? Do you have inflammation from workout or an injury? Did you eat something that's kind of making you feel bloated, or are you retaining water because you're consuming more sodium or something like that? Or are you looking at too many people on Instagram or YouTube that are making you feel not your best? Have you stayed up too late the night before or several nights? Are you not getting enough sleep? Because your body can respond that way too. And then finally ask yourself, are you focusing on your body as a way to cope with other larger issues in your life that you don't really have the mental space or time to deal with? So what I want to do right now is share a couple of the comments on the post on Instagram that I thought were really wise and insightful from women who have gone before us. This one is from This Little Closet, and she says, as a young woman, I struggled with my body image because I was always curvy when super thin was in. Fortunately, as I grew older, I began accepting my body for what it is and began being the best version of me. This next comment was from Style Me Greener, and she says, I've gone through this during the pandemic and I needed to see my body in a new way and be kind to the changes happening. It's so important not to punish your body, but to give it proper care and dress it in a clothing that really suits you. Don't change the body, change the clothes. This next comment is from the Sustainable Wardrobe, and she says, our bodies change as we grow older, and I think it's a healthy attitude that you need to have to go with it. As long as I feel fit and strong, I'm okay with it. Very well said. And then we have a comment from our lovely friend of the channel, Fernanda Vasquez, from Approximately Right, and she says, my body is definitely changing, and I think it's because we change as we get older. But then she remembered that her body has always changed and that it's meant to change. Think about that. Our bodies are meant to change. There is no possible way that we can expect ourselves to stay exactly the same. It is perfectly fine to see your body grow and change. That's just the nature of being a woman, and that is the nature of life. So to wrap up this video, I'd like to offer some style advice for when you're not feeling your best or for when you're in between sizes, and it's this. If you've got a closet full of clothes that fit a different body than the one you have right now, maybe hold off on getting rid of everything. It's perfectly okay to have a wardrobe that fits you for when you're 10 pounds lighter or 10 pounds heavier or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You need to have some key pieces that fit you right now. So I highly recommend investing in some bottoms and some blouses or tops that really make you feel chic and comfortable. Size is really irrelevant because sizing is so off these days. And when you have the proper fit, especially when it comes to your bottoms, it makes a world of difference. You can look really great because you've got the right cut and the right fit. I would definitely look into getting some trousers that work for you, some skirts that work for you, and then maybe look into even the Kibbe body typing system because it would help you to see how you can dress your body for the most flattering silhouette. Then the next piece of style advice I have is to focus on the things that make you feel really beautiful. Do your hair, do your skincare, do your makeup, get a really nice body lotion that's in your favorite scent. Focus on the textural experience, the sensory experience of jewelry, and maybe your favorite perfume or your favorite candle or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Get a nice pair of shoes, a nice handbag, and just make yourself feel taken care of because nobody ever really changed themselves in any way from a place of self-hatred, at least not sustainable change. So I highly recommend finding a way to care for yourself, and that way you can experience some form of change, whether that's physical or mental or both. Alright you guys, thank you so much for watching to the end. I would love to hear in the comments section below what resonated with you the most. And if you have overcome similar challenges in your life, would you please share your wisdom with us in the comments section. Please be kind and respectful to everyone in the comments section and to me. We are all imperfect human beings and we're all learning as we go. None of us has all the answers, so let's just be respectful. Finally, I'd love to let you know one cool thing that I've started doing is doing live trainings in my private Facebook group. I had this Facebook group since like 5 years ago, but I kind of abandoned it and now it's back. I am trying to build more community. I would love to have you in the Facebook group. It is free to join. You can click the link in the description box below. I'll accept your request and then we can start this conversation and go a little bit deeper. Yeah, you guys, I'm really excited for what the rest of this year has in store and I'm so eternally grateful for you. I'm glad to be back and I can't wait to make more videos talking about real stuff, real fashion tips, real advice on how to build a practical, sustainable capsule wardrobe that lasts you all year without breaking the bank. So I'm really grateful for you. I love you so much and I'll see you guys soon.